Welcome everyone to the webinar Selling More Cars Using Social Media. My name is Zachary Joseph, and today we're going to cover how you as an auto dealer can drive more traffic into your showroom and sell more cars using different social media platforms. Now, don't worry, no matter if you're here today because you're completely new to social media, or if you've actually used some social media in the past and maybe it just didn't work out that well, it does not matter. We're going to cover something for everybody today, and we're going to make sure everyone leaves this webinar knowing a little bit more about social media and how to sell more cars as an auto dealer. Now, we're just going to give these people still logging in about 1 minute just to, kind of settle in, finish logging in, and we'll get back to the webinar in just a minute. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully everybody's settled in now. Everybody's logged in. Before we do anything, let's talk about the goals of this webinar. Now, the goals of this webinar are to show auto dealers like yourself how you can take social media and create content that actually engages your audience and builds brand recognition, and which will actually in turn help you sell more cars. Now, by the end of this webinar, you should have a complete social media strategy in place. Exactly which content you're going to post and exactly what times of the day they're going to be, all that kind of stuff. What's actually going to, boost traffic and make you appear as an expert in your industry. So before we just dive right into this webinar, let me just take a second to briefly kind of, describe who I am and explain myself and as to what, why I'm qualified to teach you this. Now, I'm the digital brand strategist here at JNL Marketing. I've created a completely new social strategy that has been implemented here at JNL, and I've managed many, many, many different social media accounts ranging all the way from B2B companies and B2C people, individual accounts, company accounts, all of it. Let's go ahead and just dive right into what we're going to cover today. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about why social media. Why should you, as a business owner, specifically as an auto dealer, why should you be using social media? How is it going to benefit you? What benefits are you going to see? How are you going to actually sell more cars using social media? So that's the first thing we're going to cover. The next thing we're going to discuss is how to actually set up your page. I'm aware that some of you that are joining today may not even have a social media page set up yet. And that's totally fine. So we're going to go ahead and start there. We're going to show you exactly step by step how to set up your account and how to actually optimize that account for peak performance and results. After that, we're going to discuss how you can actually build relationships with your customers online using social media. This is going to drive loyalty and brand awareness to your customers, something that's extremely important in social media. After that, I'm going to actually show you how to do a complete competitor analysis on social media so you can find the best practices and what other dealerships are using that is already successful on social media, which is extremely important. This is going to allow you to benchmark your competitors. Actually see, what are they posting that engages their audience? What are they posting that really didn't engage their audience? And it'll help you build your social strategy better because you can already basically see what they've done, take that analysis, and then apply it to your own strategy. After that, we're actually going to talk about how you can create content that engages your audience. Now, this is actually where I think is the most important topic that we're going to cover today. And the reason I say that is because where I see most social media people fail, people that try to start an account and it just, never grows and you never can really even get past a couple hundred followers. I think that, where most people fail in that is it's because of the content they're posting. They're not posting valuable content that actually engages the audience. They're just posting ads. So we're actually going to cover, what can you post that actually, promotes organic growth within your social media page. Then after that, as an added bonus, I'm actually going to show you some free external tools that I personally use It's not run by anybody else. You're still going to manage it. It's just going to help you get some better analytics, a little bit more in depth and a little bit further than what Instagram actually provides you with. And finally, we'll close off with a little Q&A. I'm aware that you guys are going to have lots of questions going through this. And, don't worry. If I don't address it right away, we're going to actually have a section here at the end that's specifically for it. We're going to go through. We'll answer all your questions. We'll go back. And, you can also use this too if you want to leave some questions, more personal, like, hey, I'm about to post this. Can I get maybe your feedback on how you think this will perform before we post it? And I'd be happy to do that. All I do ask is that instead of on this webinar, I'll respond to that via email after the webinar is over, just to kind of, get people on with their day. Now, as we go through all these topics too, keep in mind that there's a ton of social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. All of those have, Twitter. All of these have, a very, very, very big impact on your brand and your dealership. Now, instead of just going through all of these platforms in one webinar and kind of just scraping the surface of all of these, I really wanted to dive in and actually provide you guys with some valuable information rather than just, some, cookie cutter information about all of them. So we're actually going to split this webinar into parts. This is going to be part 1, and it's going to focus on Instagram. Now, what I want you guys to do is, if you guys want to go ahead and leave a comment on what you guys would like to see in part 2, what platform would you guys like me to focus on? All right, so let's dive right into topic number 1. Why use social media? Why use it in the first place? Why is it important to you? Now, we'll start off with, your pretty basic statistics, which is 71% of the United States uses Instagram. That's a lot of people. There's 25 million business profiles on Instagram, and 80% of users follow at least one business. So why is it not your business? Why is it that 25 million profiles are on Instagram that are business related? Clearly, there's a market here that's extremely important. Social media actually offers a lot to business owners. It's a way for a business to actually reach out to their customers and stay connected. It's a very easy way for a business to build brand recognition as well as establish yourself as an expert in your particular field. Now, in today's world, social media and the internet have kind of pushed everybody into this commodity corner, which is why it's extremely important that you have a strong brand. Branding is everything nowadays. For example, most shopping is actually done online, and there's a pretty high chance that your customer already knows what kind of car they want to buy before they even walk into your dealership. But what this means is, for example, if Tom wants to buy a Honda Accord, and he's done all this research online. He's compared it to all the other models that Honda has to offer. He's compared it to other models of other makes. And he's decided Honda Accord is the best option for me. He already knows that he wants to buy a Honda Accord. So now it's your job to ensure that when that thought comes across Tom's mind, that he immediately thinks, oh, well, if we know we want to buy a Honda Accord, let's go ahead and head down to ABC Honda. That's extremely important. Because might be, 3 other Honda dealerships, within driving range of Tom. You want to make sure that he's going to you first. He wants to think you are the expert. Hey, these are the guys that provided me with all this valuable content. These are the guys that interacted with me on social media. These are the guys that, appear as experts. They seem to know what they're talking about. So clearly they're going to give me the best deals. They're going to make sure the car's in, the best condition. And I'm going to buy it from ABC Honda. So that's what you guys need to happen. That's what you have to ensure happens when Tom decides online at home, I want to buy a Honda Accord. That is why Instagram is so important for businesses. It helps people relate to your business on a more personal level. It actually puts a face to the brand, and it creates something that, people can actually remember. All right, guys, so now that we actually know why we're using social media, let's talk about how we're actually going to implement it. So if you look on the screen here, I've created a completely new account, ABC Dealership. Blank slate. I haven't done anything to it. No posts, no followers, and I'm not following anybody. This is literally what Instagram is going to give you if you're creating your account brand new. Now, we're going to go ahead and set it up a little bit and just walk you guys through this process. Now, if you guys already have an account set up, this is what I want you to do. I just want you to still follow along, maybe pull up your account and maybe just make sure that you have everything in place and everything looks good. You may stumble across something and realize you're missing something. So I want you to still follow along regardless of you missing or already have an account or not. So the first thing that we're going to want to do here is hit Edit Profile. Once we hit that button, it's going to bring up this page here that gives us a list of things that we can do. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is look at the profile picture. Now, this is going to be something that we cover a little bit more as far as best performing ones. This is something we're going to cover in the competitor analysis, but I do want to touch on this just briefly. This is the first thing that people are going to see when they Google ABC dealership or whatever dealership that your name is. So you're going to want to make sure that it's something unique to you. You don't want it to be something that's, probably like a bunch of people, like a bunch of staff members. You want it to be something that's easily visible, legible, and something that is kind of unique and branded towards you. Something that people can, easily see and be like, oh, that's ABC dealership. Everyone knows that logo. So think about something like that you might have internally. The next on the list is the name. Now, don't be confused with the username. Those are two separate things. So what we want to do is we'll click on the name. We probably want to name it, let's say we're the ABC dealership. You want it to be your full spelled out name, okay? You don't want it to be the abbreviated username or anything. You want the name to be your full name. Now, moving on to the dealer, to the username. Moving on to the username. So the username is also extremely important, and you can change it. Now, you want it to be as close as possible. So if we're ABC dealership, then we probably have a pretty good profile or username as it is. Now, if you're ABC dealers, you might want to switch it to the full name or as close to the full name as possible. And the reason for that is it will help on your SEO as far as Google goes. So when someone types in, the ABC dealership on Google, there's a chance that your Instagram page is actually going to come up on the front page, and that's something good. That's a positive thing. So you do want to have it as close to your full name as possible. Now, I understand that you might not be able to get that every time if your name is taken, so you might want to just consider maybe going in, and we can look right here. Maybe we can add a space, and it'll add a little underscore. We can add a period, but we want it to be as close as possible to the actual full name of the dealership. Moving on to your website. Website's important, guys. This is one of the most important things you can add to your Instagram profile. So for now, we probably want it to just be our homepage. So www.abchomepage.com. Okay? Now, obviously that's not going to be the name of yours. So make it your homepage of your dealership. Now, that is subject to change. So yeah, it would be great to drive some traffic to your home page. But let's say you're running a specific ad or specific offer. Let's say you have a $50 oil change and tire rotation going on, right? So you might actually want to switch out the website to maybe if you have a landing page that is talking about that offer or a specific page attached to your website that's talking about that offer, you might want to switch the website to that because if you're posting, hey, we do a $50 oil change and tire rotation, then you can say click the link in our bio and find out more information. You don't want them going to your homepage and then trying to figure out where this special offer is. You want them to be directed immediately towards whatever ad you're running. Next, let's look at the bio. The bio is also really important. Now, as far as best practices on what we actually want to put in this bio that's going to perform the best. We'll talk about that in the competitor analysis section, but I do want to touch on it, just to show you guys where it will actually end up going on your page. So we'll put in, we are a dealership. Okay. That's going to be our bio for right now. Like I said, I don't know what that is. Like I said, we're going to, touch on that, a little bit better in the competitor analysis. So right under that, we have switch to professional account. We want to go ahead and do this. I'm not going to do it now because if I do that, then it's going to have me attached to my Facebook and all this stuff. But for you guys, you do want to switch to a professional account. You're going to want to hit that button and hit you're a business. You're not a creator. You're a business. And you want to make sure that you are a business account because this allows you to see a lot of insights and analytics that Instagram has to offer, which is extremely important to see, what audience is following you and the demographic of, who's liking your stuff and where they're coming from. So it's extremely important that you guys switch that to a business account. It'll also let you connect it easily to your Facebook and have all that set up. Under that, we have our email. That's also probably really important. It will be an easy way for people to contact us right there on our Instagram page. So under email, the next thing is phone number. Phone number is also extremely important. It's going to have me put in my real phone number, and it's going to want to send me a text message and all this stuff. But you guys go ahead and put in the real number of whatever contact that you want people calling if they have any questions or comments about pricing, or if they're interested in buying one of the cars. You're going to want to go ahead and put the phone number in now. Now, gender, obviously, we don't have to worry about that. So once we hit done, our username isn't available. Look at that. So this is a prime example. So let's just take the space out. We already had a good username. I was just doing that to show you guys. All right. So we've gone ahead and we hit enter. We've edited our profile. And now what we can see is the ABC dealership. That was our name at the top there. That was when we put the name. Under that, we have our bio. We are a dealership. Under that, we have our home page. Now, once you switch to a professional account, you'll also see that we have the email below. We have the phone number below. So it's going to actually provide your customers and your audience with a lot of little information about yourself. And this is all extremely important. And now your account is optimized. So you should have a profile picture in. Just put a placeholder, and as well as the bio, put a placeholder. Like I said, we're going to cover that more in the competitor analysis. But you guys are all set up now, so we'll move on to the next topic. All right, guys, so we've learned how to set up our account. We've optimized it to perform best. Now let's talk about how to actually build relationships on social media, something that's extremely important, especially in the auto industry. So aside from posting the correct content, which, we'll get to that in a minute, but building a relationship with your audience is one of the most important things on any social media platform, not just Instagram. This requires you to actually communicate and engage with your audience and be active online. Rather than just posting pictures and videos, try going out and liking some other people's posts. Maybe even leave a comment on it. It's something that, once you like someone's post, it notifies them. Instantly they see ABC Dealers liked my post. Automatically, they're going to think, wow, they're actually engaging with me. I've read their name. I saw it on my news feed. I saw their profile picture. It's just a way to push your brand for free to a bunch of different people in the area. As well as leaving a comment. What leaving a comment's going to do, it's going to actually, leave a comment on that post. And when people are scrolling by it, everyone that follows that person that you left a comment has a chance to actually see ABC Dealers. Wow, they left a funny or engaging or helpful comment on this guy's post. It's just another free way for you to push your brand and your profile picture and your logo in front of a lot of people's faces for absolutely free. Now, being responsive is also extremely important. People may DM you and they may comment questions. Now, the faster that those questions and those DMs get answered, the better that person's going to perceive your business. The more helpful you are, the better they're going to see you as experts and willing to reach out to your loyal customers. Also consider promoting activity on your page. Maybe create a highlight on your page that's simply, an Ask Me Anything story. This, creates an environment that encourages your audience to actually engage with not only you, but your brand. And it'll allow you to position yourself as the person or the business that they go to when they have a question about your particular car model or any car questions, which is something that you really want. You want people thinking, oh, I have a question about a Honda Accord. Who should I go to? ABC Dealers. That's who they should be going to. So next time that person is in the market to actually purchase a car, they're going to be much more likely to purchase it from an expert who answered all their questions in the past. All right, guys. So we've kind of talked about how to build a relationship on social media, talking about how you need to be engaging. Now let's move on to the competitor analysis. Now, this is extremely important, and I'd actually pin this as probably one of the top two as far as the topics go that we're covering today, along with content. These are probably the two most important. So doing a competitor analysis and benchmarking on social media are important because it's going to save you a lot of time. It's actually going to allow you to see, what are people doing that is successful? What are they doing that's not successful? And it'll kind of allow you to build a social strategy in a lot faster of a time. Now, if you look on the screen here, we're on that same account that we've been using, and we've pulled up a dealership that actually for social media and for an auto dealership is doing very well on their social media. 6.6 thousand followers is extremely high for a used car dealership based out of Miami. And let's just take a look at their profile here. Let's start with their actual profile picture. It could probably use some work. It's just some cars, right? Not the greatest profile picture in the world. There's not necessarily a logo or something unique to it. But looking down at their bio, no credit, no problem. Fast and easy financing. Look for price, mileage, and more pictures. Visit our website. So they got a call to action in there. It looks like they have their address in there. They've got about 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of information broken in, maybe one emoji, and it's broken down into a visually pleasing aspect. They've got a bunch of different highlights: mega trucks, student, mega Jeeps, all under 10K section. These are all pretty good ideas. So what we can do is, just starting off without even looking at their post, right? We can look at their bio. No credit, no problem. This is actually an incredibly good bio. So like I said, we were going to cover the bio a little bit more and what performs best. And the secret is you want about 3 to 4 lines of, some decent content that's kind of, going to grab their attention, kind of tell the audience about your dealership a little bit. No credit, no problem. Fast and easy financing. Looking for price, mileage, and more pictures, visit our website. So the last 2 lines are a call to action, which is fine. If you're just starting out or have a low number of followers on your social media, I'm probably going to recommend to you that your call to action is just telling them to follow your page. Because when you're starting out so low, the first thing you want people to do is just to follow you. So for you guys specifically, I would do something like, line 1 and 2 being about your dealership, just real quick. And then I'd say for more information, for more pictures or whatever content you're kind of posting, make sure to give us a follow. Now, the only other thing I would say about this is that they're only using 1 emoji. And that's fine. It's just for them to point down. I get that they don't really, want to use it. But Instagram is a little bit more lighthearted and a little bit more emoji friendly than some other platforms like, say, LinkedIn. And I would actually, if you're going to use emojis, I would actually recommend putting them at the end of each line break. So I would put one, maybe no credit, no problem, with a little emoji that's relevant next to that. Fast and easy financing. Maybe like a money sign or a money emoji right there. And then I probably wouldn't put anything for the call to action unless it was like a down arrow pointing like click this website or something like that. Now for their highlights, we can already look at their highlights and get some good ideas. Under 10K, that's a great idea for your dealership. Maybe you can post ads like, hey, maybe under 15K, maybe under 20K. And then all of a sudden, people that come, if they just want a quick and easy way to see your inventory and say, I'm looking for a car under 10K, I can click under 10K on their highlights. And it'll load very slowly, but it's going to bring me up to their, page of their cars that are under 10K, which is a great idea. It's something engaging. Like I said, maybe making another highlight that's, just asking me questions. That's another great idea. But let's look at their post. Let's do some competitive analysis on their post. So this was posted 2 hours ago, so it's probably not going to have some good insights for us. So let's look around here. This one has 32 likes. This is significantly higher than any of the most recent ones. We got 187 views, 26 likes, 32 likes. All right, so just by looking at these top, 5 to 7 posts, we can see a couple things here. This one has 32 likes. This one has 32 likes. What kind of posts are they? They're all carousel posts. It's posting every aspect of the vehicle. It gives you a little bit of information about it. Some decent hashtags. We go down here, another carousel post. It gives you good photos. It gives you good information. So from this Instagram profile, we can kind of decide that, this audience in particular kind of likes it more when you post about, the individual models that you have in stock, and they like it more when you give a little bit of more information and provide some pictures that are really nice looking on your page. 133 views, 186 views. People like videos. So, we can go to something like this. 7 likes. This car's not as cool as the other ones. It's not something unique. Maybe you want to stick to more unique models that you have. Let's go to this one. We got 7 likes. Ford or Nissan. This is just kind of like I get what they were trying to do, but, your audience isn't really asking for all this. And that's clear. 193 views. This is their best video. So if we watch it here, we kind of see that they're just going over their dealership. Rain or shine, our team is here. So based off of looking at their account, we can kind of just see, your audience is going to respond more to the more carousel posts here. They like to see the cooler cars. They like to see good photos with good information. They like posts with emojis in them. That's something that's fun and engaging for your audience. So now I can sit here and say, if I'm a dealership, I'm probably going to start doing more posts that are aligned with this, rather than this one where it's just, the front of a bunch of very average and plain looking cars. Easy financing for students. Like, obviously their audience didn't care about that. So from just based off of one profile and benchmarking and competitor analysis, we were able to pick out a whole bio idea. We got highlights ideas. We got content idea. But most importantly, and this is what I really want to show you guys, is we can go to their followers, guys. We can look, if we click on that, we can look at everybody who follows them. Why is this important to you? Let's say I'm ABC Honda, right? And I have 4 other Honda dealerships within 50 miles of me. What's the best strategy here? Here's what we can do. We can go to one of those competing dealerships that's within that 50-mile range. We can go to, B Honda, whatever. It doesn't matter. Down the road. And we can go to their followers and we can see who follows them, and we can just start hitting follow. We can start following their followers and essentially stealing their customers. Because what's happening is let's take this guy right here. If he's following a car page, more than likely, he's probably going to follow another one. Someone that's following a Honda dealership down the road is very likely to follow your Honda dealership as well. And clearly, they're following it for a reason. They either like the content that they're posting, maybe they purchased a car there before, and they just want to keep up with the store. Maybe they're just there because they've always been loyal customers. Who knows? But it gives you an opportunity to grow your follower base, engage with this community. So if I know for a fact that I want to see or I want to engage with this guy. Oh, his account's private. Let's say I want to private. Let's find one that's not private. Let's see here. All right, so this guy, right? So let's say that, this person's following that Honda account and we want to engage with them. All I got to do is sit here and maybe I'll just like their post. And now they saw that not only did I follow them, but I also, liked their post. They're going to see my name come up twice now. They're going to see ABC Honda liked your post. ABC Honda commented on your post. ABC Honda followed you. And they already followed the other Honda page. So there's a good chance now that they're also going to follow me. So we can take that and we can start, actually organically growing our page. Now, here's the other thing that we are going to talk about, and it's going to be content that actually engages your audience. Now, this, for me, is the most important topic. If you haven't taken away anything at all from any of these other topics that we've talked about, This is the most important. This one is the one where I see most people fail in social media and make mistakes, and this is easily the most important topic we're going to talk about. So let's talk about what you're currently posting. If you already have an Instagram up, let's go ahead and look at that. And let's take a look at some of the stuff you're posting. Is a lot of it ads? Probably. We're B2C customers here as dealers, right? It's a B2C kind of account. So we have to start focusing our content on our audience, whereas most people make the mistake of focusing their content about your business. The audience probably does not care to see a bunch of content and ads from your business. So you want to stick to a 90-10 rule. 90% of the time, you should be posting content that actually benefits your audience, whereas 10% of the time, you can post an ad or something about your company. So let's actually think about, who is following our page? What kind of music do they like? What kind of things do they like to do? What kind of things do they like to see? Right? We want to post content that actually is interesting and helpful and useful towards them, rather than just post a bunch of stuff about our business, right? So ask yourself, if I didn't work here, would I care about this post? If the answer is no, then odds are your post probably won't do too well. You have to provide value to your audience, and then you'll see your account grow organically. So rather than posting about that car that you have on the lot, maybe post some content that actually teaches your audience about something, for example. A very popular YouTuber named Honda Pro Jason posts a lot of videos about tips and tricks of certain models, showing off new features of cars, and he'll post a video called, 5 things you didn't know about the Honda Accord. These are all extremely great posts, great content, because like I said earlier, most people are doing their shopping online, which means that they're probably researching, why should I get the Accord versus the Civic? And they're going to be looking for little insider tips and tricks, different features of the cars that kind of stand out, and that's how they're going to make their decision. So posting something like, maybe if you're a Honda dealer, 5 things you didn't know about the Honda Accord, and then you go in and show them some cool features that maybe aren't listed on your website, that's something people are going to really engage with, and it's going to be something that people find organically when searching and shopping on their own. And the best part about it is, if they're searching and shopping on their own online and they come across your video of tips and tricks about the Honda Accord, odds are if they choose the Honda Accord, they're probably going to go to you to buy it. So maybe create some content that's actually useful for your audience, engages them, teaches them some things. Maybe go inside, behind the scenes, and actually show them some of these buttons and some of these features that these cars have that other cars don't. Maybe even do a comparison. Maybe do like a video like why the Honda Accord versus the Honda Civic. And you show great features of both of them that one of them can do that the other can't. And that helps people decide. But when they do end up making that decision, they're more likely to go to your dealership to purchase it than any others. So that's why content creation is most important. And that's why I see a lot of people fail, because I notice that people are posting content more about their business, which does not help you that much, because people don't care. People don't want to see about your advertisements all the time. They want information that's actually going to stop and make them stop scrolling down on Instagram and make them stop and look at your video, look at your post, and engage with it. So start considering that when posting content. All right, guys, so really, really briefly here, I'm going to kind of just go over some external tools that you guys can actually use to just make your Instagram experience a little easier for you. So the one tool that I want to show you that just kind of helps a ton, and all it really is going to do is provide you guys with a little more insights and analytics that Instagram doesn't provide organically, and it's this follower tracker. What this will allow you to do is it's actually going to allow you to see all of your new followers, all the people that have unfollowed you, and all the people that aren't following you back. Now, why is this important? It's important because when you're doing that strategy for the competitor analysis, where you're following people, you're not going to want to keep following the people that didn't follow you back. And this is a way that you can actually go and see who didn't follow you back and unfollow them. And you can actually unfollow them straight from the app. You don't have to go back and forth. So it makes it extremely easy to see who's actually engaging with you, who's unfollowed you, and who's not following you back. So this will make your competitor analysis part a lot easier by using this app. All right, guys, so we're into the question and answer section now. I can already see you guys have already asked a bunch of really good questions, and I'd love to answer all of them. But due to the fact that I've actually already run over the time limit for this webinar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the questions that you guys had, and I'm going to answer them personally via email. And this will also allow for a little more back and forth in case you need some further clarification on some of these questions, because you guys have asked a couple really good ones. So just for the sake of time and for getting you guys, moving on the rest of your day, because I know all of you that are joining this webinar are probably very busy people, we're going to go ahead and answer all these great questions via email. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys learned something from this. And if you guys enjoyed this webinar, please, in the comments, let me know what part would you guys like to see next. Do you guys want to see Facebook? Do you guys want to see YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter? You guys let me know in the comments, and I will make sure that part 2 is up to y'all's standards, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this webinar. Now, if you guys want, you can go and check out our homepage, jnlmarketing.com, and you can check out some of our services that we offer to auto dealers, such as digital marketing and service events and sales events. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and thank you so much for tuning in today.